Horde side slow to get started. They only got 4 in their group.
Looks like they just started invites there.
Horde side.
No. Double backing sound, my bad. I might get a little bit of that. There we go. Everything's up good.
I guess the actual leader is Smarter Than You 86 for the Twitch stream. But Hanover is leading as well, so I mean, or not leading, but streaming as well. So I don't think it matters who you stream as much.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right now. Oh, wait, it's okay. So anyway, yeah, because right now people can probably hear us if they're in there watching. Hey. So, hello everybody. Actually, I don't think anybody's in the chat. Let's see. There we go. Get off to the side.
I think it's just you and me right now. Oh, hey, happy hats.
So, he even has a clock timer. I was thinking about doing something like that where it would be like, you know, doing like each boss and then clicking it, but I was like, that's too complex for the initial. It might get too confusing. So yeah, right now we're waiting for the race to start. So I'm probably gonna end up getting some coffee, get a couple snacks, just preparing for that, and then we'll give the go ahead there. Full raid group for Team Alliance. Overpowered, nerf please. So just in case you're wondering, Team Alliance has a full raid group. Horde has 4 or 5 people, strong and powerful. They're ready for that 5-man. See, they don't need 25 people, right?
You don't need 25. You can just go through them.
Don't need that full raid group.
I mean, heck, 10 warlocks took on Flex. Could see something like that.
There you go.
My Twitter handle is it with the Y? I thought it was a Y.
I got it just straight from your thing. Yeah, it is with a Y. What did I talk? No, I did. It's your Twitch. No, I thought you have it correct on there.
Twitch is different, but my character and my Twitter handle are the same with the Y.
Bad typing. Okay.
It's okay.
So what we'll do is we'll go to the. I think everything should be fine from here. I just need to go into the master file. Oh no, I have it correct there. I think I just on one of these. No, you're right. I even have your name spelled right next to it.
Yep. Heart's still lagging.
Probably just trying to get everybody on a friend invite and whatnot. So probably be a little bit till we start. Actually, if I swap through, if I go like that and then I back on, there you go. So now it's all updated.
Cool.
And so right now we're waiting, just waiting for. Oh, looks like that. Out of sympathy for the Horde, the lines have dropped 2 places. Oh, and now I'm getting some weird music. Oh, gave me an ad. Scumbag Blizzard giving me an ad on their soundtrack.
Oh man, the heck is that?
That's weird. Actually, it's not. It's Video Game Soundtracks that did it, but like all of a sudden it had an ad. That was really strange. Actually, I want to go to. Let's do this one. It's a lot longer. Let's do the classic Burning Crusade.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's
Although I do love the Wrath of the Lich King soundtrack is probably my favorite.
There you go. So, interest in the background. So I guess right now, I think there might be some issues with the actual, just the setting it up, because in case people aren't aware, what happened is that the Team Horde had basically their main raiders or leaders had to bow out due to personal reasons, and so they just weren't able to make it, unfortunately. And so I think it's just a struggle right now to actually get the people invited. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, 23 right now for Alliance. They're nice and strong. So I guess right now we're just waiting for them to
just wait for the Horde to fill up.
Basically waiting for the Horde to fill up with enough members. We'll probably end up seeing, Horde start with the full 10 strong, and then they will just kind of wait around for, then when people start popping in, then they'll just add more people. So. So what would be your predictions then for this race? I'm expecting an Alliance slaughter of the Horde, just based on the numbers. I mean, they have 24 people in the raid. Is that what you're predicting as well?
And just with the numbers and just, yeah, I mean, there's some fights that are going to be easier with a few numbers, but you have to have at least 10, and if even then, like 10 to 14, you need that little ebb of flow of different players to have that competitive edge. And 24 is just masses. I mean, you can brute through things that.
Well, yeah, you're just like, or I think the only problem I can see with Alliance right now is having too many healers. Like, they may just not have enough actual DPS players or a high enough eye-level DPSers to be able to burn through stuff as quickly. But I really think that this is going to be, kind of like a one-track pony. It's just gonna go through. They're gonna storm through, and then it's gonna be a quick race. Unfortunately, well, not quick. I mean, it'll still probably go to the full time, but it'll just you'll be able to easily tell.
Oh yeah.
That one side's dominating the other one.
Well, even then, I mean, don't count out Mistweaver DPS. I mean, I've seen some strong damage from them, and it's comparable to some mediocre Windwalker sometimes. So, I mean,
yeah, it also
having too many healers is not a bad thing.
I mean, it also really depends on the actual gear level too. I mean, if say for instance they have 10 strong, 570 plus eye level on the Horde side, that's probably actually going to push them even better because of how the eye level is rated compared to the rest. So,
for sure.
So yeah, we have 5. So currently, just to update, we're waiting on the Horde to fill in their rating roster. Alliance strong 24, probably waiting for another one to fill in. Someone probably is running a little late. I think they had like 33 sign-ins or something like that for the Alliance. Obviously, Alliance has a lot. I think they've been doing it for a few weeks, so they have a lot stronger show up. Whereas the Horde have 5 currently, and they have 1 tank. I mean, they have a good 5-man, 3 DPS, healer, and a tank. So all they need is just to kind of duplicate that, and then we'll be fine. We'll probably be able to start right as soon as that happens. So right now we just need to wait and see exactly for the Horde to show up.
Yep.
Very disappointed in the Horde showing right now. So I'm actually going to go get some coffee, so I'll be muting my mic for a second. There's some nice music playing. So if you want to go ahead and take over with any kind of commentary or anything you notice, if anything changes while it happens, then just let me know. It looks like people are just, we're just waiting to get friends invites and then people to get invited to the raid on the Horde side.
Just a couple people are looking in the Alliance side asking, US or EU, but it is a US side run, so just for those that are interested, if you're Horde listening in and have a monk, I'm sure that you're more than welcome. You just gotta get in touch with the people.
I think it's like perfect music for the Horde right there. They are not prepared. So yeah,
they do have another. So.
Yeah, hey, they're finding them in the cracks and crevices. So if someone is happening to join in, you can message Delithria. I wish his name was just Hina Lover. It'd be a lot easier. I don't even think I know how to spell that. On, I think he's on. I don't even know what server he's on.
Nope, not a clue. The actual leader is somebody else, and I can't zoom in enough to see who's on their list. Maybe it's in the live log.
It is Nordisol, right? I think.
Nordisol.
Or is that an EU with the same name? EU with the same name, never mind. Doing a quick search right here. Look at that. Nuts. Delrithia. So it's on. He's on. Which is actually Hina Lover on US Kill Jaden. So if you want to just hop on an alt or a character and say, hey, I'm a whatever monk. I can join this. If you're just happen to stop in and you have some time, it's going to be going from now until 2 p.m. Pacific. It's 10:30. So in a future moment, I don't know. I'm bad at math.
5 Eastern.
5 Eastern. So if you're good until 5 Eastern to do it, then go ahead and hit them up. It is DELRITHA. It's in Roadrunners. So if you see a monk in Roadrunners, there's the only monk online. Roadrunners, one word. Hit him up there and ask for an invite. It looks like he is doing... No, he's just doing a quick farming run right now. Looks like just getting... Oh, he got a loot item. He got a Crate of the Veil. Now he doesn't...
Ooh. Those come off of all those little rare spawns.
Yeah, Treasure of the Veil, so...
Wonder who he's going to open it up with.
Yeah, Wulon's just spawned.
Yep.
And then 24 strong on the Alliance side as usual. Like, I mean, it's like usual. It's so... the Alliance... always, fortified, always secure, always prepared for battle. Where the Horde is just like a bunch of drunken guys and gals and, just kind of hanging out like, hey, let's go kill some stuff. Okay. And then so hopefully we can get some stuff going on. I'm trying to see what here's
So I'm hearing that if you are Horde and interested in jumping in, add Fingas, Fingas, number 1689, and then you can get an invite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, what is it? Fingas? Interesting name.
I know.
These are not Bruce Chu or Bruce Chi, which is what I see all the time.
Bruce Lee is another one.
They go Bruce Chi because it's a monk.
Yeah, very true.
So like I said, right now we're just kind of preparing, so it may be a little bit... Okay, yeah, you just put it in the Twitch chat. So yes, FINGAS, #, 1689. Okay, so yeah, we're just kind of sitting here waiting for the race to start. Like I said, starting soon, TM. Just gonna wait for Horde to get in more numbers. It looks like they need a tank, a healer, and 2 DPS to get started.
Mm-hmm.
They had a full 16 sign-up, so it's not like we're saying, oh, did they not have enough to sign up? Unfortunately, a couple of the leaders had to bow out at the last minute, and I think that's really the problem. Maybe they had it. People are just thinking that maybe it's canceled or anything like that. There's a lot of confusion this morning.
It could very well be. I mean, hopefully, it looks like there's another one coming in Horde side in about 5 minutes. Someone forgot timing or something. So.
And they just added another DPS. So just need 3 more for Horde to start, and then we'll be getting this going. So it might be a little shorter race. I mean, they're just going to go till as much as they can get cleared.
Whoever's the farthest at the end of time,
whoever
clears first.
Exactly. Whenever time's up, whoever's the farthest, that'll be the end of the race. So I'll probably guess we'll probably get started in the next 15 minutes. So thanks for hanging in there, hanging out, listening. Again, our Twitters are at the top. I'm at Golden Versus, and of course I'm streaming here on my Twitch channel. And then it's Olivia, right? Or Olivia.
Aliva.
So yeah, yeah. You have like the. I just know you use Ali. That's. I'll just say Ali. Is that better?
Works for me.
Okay. I'll forget. Whenever there's anything, a complex lettering after. Oh, Horde. Actually, Alliance has started. Alliance has
started.
As Scumbag started, they're clearing trash. So what I'll do is I'll go here to my little. So actually, Alliance, like usual, preemptively struck against the Horde, and has actually started clearing trash. Unless maybe Horde has started clearing trash as well.
Horde is. They may have, but I don't see them up.
I'm not seeing anything on the raid frames right now. So it kind of looks like that Alliance is just kind of going with it, because Horde is a little bit behind. Maybe they got the go-ahead too from the Horde side to get started. Trying to get a confirmation here. And we do have some live logs as well, which I will actually right now drop into chat. So if you wanted to look at the live logs, if I can actually pull them up without having... There you go.
I have them available.
Yeah, I just had to have it. Yeah. Actually, you go and do that. Drop them in chat. I've modded you so you can ban people if someone comes in and starts spamming crap like happens most of the time.
Okay. The first one listed right there is the Horde side one, provided by Hinolover. And then the second one is dropping in now, is the one provided by Daisuke. I'm assuming, is that how you pronounce it?
I believe, yeah.
Okay. And so those are the two live blogs there. Again, the Alliance is coming up on Immersius. They're spreading out and getting ready. And Horde is up to 9 players. They've got 2 healers and the DPS thing.
One more Actually, they could probably right now start doing trash, and I'm really disappointed that they aren't. It looks like Alliance has taken a quick sneak attack against the Horde. They've already started 2.5 minutes in. They're already on Immersius. And again, this is flex mode. This isn't normal. This isn't heroic. So it's going to be the same instance for everybody. They're pulling. So the Alliance is started pulling with Horde still prepping like usual. Horde just kind of hanging out. They're giving them a little bump. They're giving them that. They're like, we got this in the bag. We'll let you guys get started. You guys can go ahead and start on the race. We're fine here. We're fine at the Horde side. So it looks like right now we have actually from the POV of Chai T, who is doing the streaming. So twitch.tv/wowmonk for him. If you want to just check that out, and then twitch.tv/Hinolover, HINLOVER. It looks like they're doing this. Interesting.
They're pretty spread out, but they're staying somewhat one-sided as well. So I mean, you're still gonna have a lot of movement going around for the splits. I mean, with enough Mistweavers. And you see Chai there doing as any
10.
good Windwalker should.
Yeah, they just got 10 people on the Horde side, so it looks like that they're probably going to be going to clear trash.
I see 11 there, so they better start soon.
Yeah, 11. So it looks like they finally have a good group. It looks like 2 healers. Maybe they're missing a tank. Maybe that's that last person that showed up, or a DPS can go tank. But looking at the kind of the layout right now, what I see on the Alliance side, they are doing pretty good. They have because the one thing is you're always used to I'm used to seeing range back there, and it looks like that they're having a little bit of a trouble with actually, since there's so much melee room taken, that there's a lot of people taking unnecessarily damage right now by just standing in pools. Maybe they're maybe a mistimed touch of karma, which every monk should use on this fight. This is like one of the best fights for it. You can use that. You use that damage to cheese to the damage that you take to cheese your outgoing damage. But they do have a nice spread on the adds. But like you mentioned, they are missing some heals. It looks like that they're having
Well, I mean, what any Woodwalker and Brewmaster should be doing in this case is dropping your healing spheres. They do a lot of damage. At least when I play on
yeah.
Heroic, you can get 3 orbs down right before, and you'll heal 1 up to full. So,
Yeah,
I mean, things to look out for.
It looks like they may have enough to kill it this round. They may have to do one more.
It's like they're 48%.
Yeah, but it depends on really their healing. That's usually the drawback of the fight. Is the damage seems to be easily there. It's just really about the healing.
Can you get all those orbs or those slimes healed up?
Yeah, usually like 3 or 4 sneak in before you can get them healed up, and that's usually what draws most people back. I see Chai T's doing a really good job with his healing spheres, putting them out.
A very good job.
It looks like that they're doing a pretty decent job overall with all the healing. We'll see. May have to do one more, and yes, they will do one more rotation of a Mercius. And so, in case people are watching this for the first time and don't know Mercius, yeah, basically it's just boss. It's kind of like kind of like a tank and spank with some ad phases. Is the easiest way to explain. You have to heal the ads before they reach him, or he regens health. And then the more you kill, the more you heal, the less HP he has when he respawns. And then when finally you kill him enough to reach 0, actually it probably goes into the negative, he dies. So, and then let's see if they get a bug here. Usually in the last round, you're going to get one that just sits and bugs out. So this is actually going to be a big time drain for them. But they are vastly ahead. They're about 6 minutes and 20 seconds ahead currently of the Horde, who are just starting to, looks like, form up at the raid zone by looking at their stream. So they may just be starting up.
Yep, 6:20 in, and you have the boss dead, and they're making their way on the protectors.
The most annoying like thing here, the cinematic that just does nothing.
Yes.
Opens the door of opening cinematic, which to me doesn't really symbolize too much. So yeah, it looks like they do have enough. So a 7-minute start for Alliance is pretty potent right now. So we'll have to actually take that into play with when they start, because they have a 7-minute advantage, and it's going to be that may actually end up being what shakes them apart from being the bosses. I mean, obviously, though, you have to also take into account that Horde have the advantage with the racials, so maybe that extra damage and healing is going to actually end up being a lot better for them.
Yeah, racials are not as important as you think. I think in this fight, as they're walking up protectors, you're seeing Chai switch over to Rushing Jade Wind. And when I did this once, all the cleaves on this fight, this boss dies incredibly fast. You'll have multiple bosses go into their desperate measures phase, and that can, I almost remember us wiping once, just because so much is going on. And as you see, Chai is probably timing out there on his stream.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing too. Like, you get so much graphics going on at the same time that it really just clogs down, some people's computers. And it does look like that he has actually maybe even dropped his Twitch stream. But I envision by the time it comes back up, boss shall be dead.
Probably.
Because it is already. Even they just pulled it, and it's already at like almost 10% less HP. So yeah, I mean, they're doing the what I love the most, which which every guild should do. And I know there's a lot of guilds that don't do that, especially on Heroic. Oh, there we go, caught back up.
There it is.
I had just a little lag there, probably with all the graphics starting up. I mean, that's a lot of spinning crane kick.
Oh yeah. Oh, Rushing Jade Winds between 3 clones of all of them. And yeah, there's so much going on there.
And the good thing too is because you're doing all AoE damage and they're all grouped up. They're like what just happened. They're basically going to pop relatively close at the same time, and so what you're going to end up having is have it to where each of them, it's just going to be really easy. Now the problem here though is with the gloom being all clumped up, and they are taking a quite steadily amount of damage, as well as the anguish, which still can kill people. So. But it does look like they're doing effectively. We're getting like a slow 1990s internet play-by-play here.
Screen caps every 3 seconds.
So we'll just have to wait
2
and
seconds.
see.
It looks like they're pushing through it fairly well. They're down to just the anguish is left.
Yeah, the anguish is the most difficult, mainly because it has the most HP. And also, if all of a sudden it goes on, like, say, your highest damage dealer, it's going to be very difficult as well. The
You can still lose people on that fairly
oh
easily,
yeah, very
especially
easily.
if it stays on too long.
Hmm.
And some people may not even realize, especially with so much going on, that it's targeting them,
Hmm.
and they'll just flop. And they're pushing into the second phase round. He has not pushed quite yet, but because of the anguish being out so long, it doesn't surprise me.
Hmm. It also
Horde is
looks like
still
is it
chilling.
Sun? Sun is as well not pushed now. Now that it looks like Sun is still up. No, there we go. They no, Sun is still
No,
not pushed.
Sun is pushed.
Is it?
That's her desperate measures there. It's he and Rook that are the two that
Yeah, Rook. That's the one.
push
Yeah.
slower.
Okay. Well, maybe they delayed him a slight bit. There we go. So now they have to. They're going after the. Let's see, I think that's the gloom right there. Really, it's going to be the Inferno plus the Gloom combo can do quite a bit of damage. And the one thing we have to point out too is there are no reses, and I believe engineering does not work. Yeah, there's no combat reses, and the engineering doesn't work in combat. So there's no way to res anybody at all in combat. So if someone's dead, it's probably going to cause a wipe, especially if it's a tank. So coming up on the next few bosses, there are some like tank death mechanics coming up. And we'll just have to keep a quick eye on that. Like I can see probably Shaw Pry being one of the ones that where we can see a big problem if the tanks aren't used to being able to taunt off.
Right, and that a lot of fights, especially you see the issues with tank familiarity. One person does things one way, one person does things another way, and you can kind of mess with how you typically run a boss. Not so important on the first bosses, but I can see Iron Juggernaut being a difference if people aren't sure of what's going on.
Yeah, oh yeah, the mines, and then just forgetting to pop them. And it looks like actually Heanolever is going to be doing Brewmaster for this, since it looks like they're missing a tank. So we actually have a good raid set up for Horde. They are almost 10 minutes behind Alliance though, so I'm very worried here for their chances.
They're 11 minutes behind, and it's just going to get worse as they go on. I know Heanolever is one of the best damage dealers probably in their group, and if you lose that, I mean, as Brewmaster, there's a lot of damage, but that just happens because of crazy vengeance.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, we'll see how it goes. If you have a smaller number and you have better damage dealers, bosses will die quicker in a smaller raid group.
And it looks like actually they have 13 now, so we're probably just waiting for them to make it to there. They're kind of going a little slower.
I'm not sure if they know it's a race.
Well, yeah, I think that. Well, it looks like maybe he doesn't have to be a tank, because it looks actually like that they had a tank just joined in. Yeah, just joined. So he may not be going tank, and now he may not know that a tank just joined. He's looking at his rings right now for which one's better.
Yeah.
But for Alliance, though, nice powering through, getting relatively quickly. Chai-Chi doing like all DPS should do and scumbag that boss, and someone has died as a result of being in front of the tank and has died.
Well,
actually, no. It looks like they pulled trash. They look like they pulled trash.
It's just the last trash.
Yeah.
Although a lot of groups will stack up on this trash piece, but if you have a monk tank, it's very easy for them to just turn around.
Well, especially flex. Because I'm thinking about heroic damage when that would almost one-shot the tank right there. But yeah, it actually looked like someone was lazily handing behind everybody and pulled one of the rotators. So they did do the bugged out kill the last mini boss to open up the gate, which is tied to the last mini boss. So they're chipping.
Standard for most.
Well, it's just standard for now, but they are definitely trying to chip away that time. It looks like they're getting there relatively quickly. They're probably starting bosses as soon as they. I mean, pretty close to. Yeah, he's doing a ready check right now, I think, or he's assigning.
They're setting up markers out, but to get on sides.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well here with the ready check and getting everything going. They're doing really quick. They know this is a race where Horde are now almost at 15 strong. They have 3 tanks now, so they're going for the 3 tank, and it looks like that actually they have started trash over there, but Heanolever is still on the outside. I think he thinks he's still going Brewmaster.
That could be it.
Someone may need to message him. Heanolever, don't go Brewmaster. You don't have to.
You don't have to. Go damage.
Yeah, go damage. No, you want the... he does not have the OP tank trinket, which is the Fox tail tip. That's really strong for tanks because of the crit
It
damage.
is. I use it. I get Whisper still, but you know, it happens. And it looks like Chai is changing talents around, but I think he's...
See, it also depends on the strat that they're using too, because
yeah,
he could stay with Rushing Jade Wind to do ad cleanup. Because the one thing a lot of guilds do also is they usually have the range handle the ads, but depending on exactly what their strategy goal is, it looks like he's going to stay with that Rushing Jade Wind, which is going to definitely become very handy when they do the when the little ads come out, because they do usually come out in bunches.
They do, but they're so short-lived that spinning crane kick should be plenty. Additionally, what you can do on this fight is to put your clones on the boss and then attack the little ads. Now, when you're attacking the boss with your stacks, you have reduced damage on the boss, but you still do full damage on the ads. So if you put your clones on the boss and you attack the ads, now you're doing more damage than you would typically. Of course, when you go down like he is now, when you come back up, you do more damage to the boss than typical. So you put your clones on the ads, and then they cleave them down that way.
Yeah, the main thing to look out here, too, is the amount of damage and then also the soaking of the orbs when they drop. That's really going to be that's going to determine... And also, people die to the beam. It can still happen, so...
it still happens.
You
It's
just
all
need
the time.
It looks like... it looks like that they are getting a strange spawn here of the ads. Looks like one of them was actually inside the boss's area. Okay, so now Chai T's actually gone into the testing phase, in case you've not done it, or it's a little more different. It's just more HP and things like that. Basically, it's kind of like Shaw Fear ads, where frontal you can't do any damage, so you can't just like sit in one corner and nuke them down. He's doing a really good job. He got out really quick there, so this is going to be where he's going to have his most damage output. Looks like he's going straight to the ad duty, though, to get that done. Maybe that's his assignment. That's probably why he has the Rushing Jade
It could
Wind.
be, yeah.
And the ads are coming out very quick here on the Alliance side, so it looks like they're going to be pushing through this. It's almost at the 50% mark, which is when they start actually doing the
automatic spawns of the larger ads.
Yes, automatic spawns.
You have to keep those in.
And it looks like he's still going tank Brewmaster. It does look like they're still going Brewmaster. So it looks like the other one may have went damage, and it does look that way. So it probably what I did notice when people were signing up, they said, "Oh, I have this." Oh no, he is going Windwalker. Very curious. No, he's not. He's just.
I think nobody's.
Stuff. Oh, he's doing transmog. Like it's like a true monk. He's making sure his transmog looks good because he knows he's on TV. He wants, Let's see. Need to do Team Alliance. Do a little quick promotion.
Looks like they're at the last 5% or so on Neuroshins, or Amalgamation.
Yeah, and then what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to pop in the chat. Let's see what sounds like on their end. See what Chai T's doing, if there is any.
Let's see who fat fingers there.
Just killed him.
Yeah, so let's see. Someone died.
Is that like
oh no! I bet it was from. Let's see if I can pull up those logs and see where it happened. I'm almost positive it was from the beam.
Yeah, beam will still kill. Maybe he's cheesing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He could have done Touch of Karma. So let's see what they're doing here.
We all have Zen meditation.
Looks like he was manifestation, burst of anger,
and then Zen back.
They have to all like die at the same time, though.
Yeah, so it looks like that. Yeah, nice coordination. They are grouping up the entire group here. Look at that damage. Look at those numbers. That's how I like it right there. They are just melting, and then they're all going to Zen Med because they're going to have. And then look at all those. Someone's popped that diffuse. Someone hit diffuse right there. That is a diffuse scumbag. And the one problem with diffuse, if people out there don't know,
Run back in.
so they are losing time right now. So the Horde, who have started trash.
I guess one of them.
They have started trash, but it looks like that they are just now starting. 20 minutes head start for the Alliance side. Can easily, with a a stronger Horde side, could actually looks like they're just queuing. So it looks like actually
Horde's gonna start.
Horde's gonna start. 14 players strong. So they are missing the 2 that we knew were not going to be there. So a lot of people, I guess, got the timing mixed up. Maybe thought it was 11 o'clock. People with different time zones. Maybe they're a central time zone person. So they are actually starting right now with a 20-minute head start for Alliance, who had just started Shaw Pride. And the one thing I was just going to comment on Diffuse Magic, in case someone out there is a novice monk, or using an alt or anything like that. When you use Diffuse Magic, the spell actually, the combat log or the game actually triggers the dispel first, and then applies the damage reduction. And if you were watching any of the Final Boss, not Fat Boss, that's another one. Final Boss, when Celestalon was on there talking about the changes to the code and everything like that, and then also the server response time, that is the main reason to it, because every 300 milliseconds or something like that, or 400 milliseconds, the server actually will respond. And so it'll respond to the dispel first, and then 300 milliseconds later it'll do the damage reduction. And so that's why if you actually pop Diffuse, you actually die from it, because can die from it, because you're actually not getting the damage reduction from at least one of the hits, especially if you have multiple on you. So it's a really odd thing that they have coded in there for Diffuse Magic. So it's just like a more you know. I should have made that graphic and have like a little star. So actually now what we'll do as well, since we'll go back to the duel. So we'll have the side by side here, so you can see 20-minute advantage by the Alliance. I think it's over right now with that 20 minute. I think 20 minutes is just too much to go by. But Horde,
20 minutes and 3 bosses, yeah, it's going to be a bit much.
But Horde are doing a lot better on trash than I noticed, so they may just have the better damage right now. And it looks like
they're probably going to pull the boss 30 seconds ahead. They have some strong damage here.
They are. I think they're just going to pull it instantly, and it looks like he's Brewmaster. So Heatlever is doing Brewmaster. So one of their best damage dealers, and it looks like he has a chart there. Mm-hmm. They do have quite a bit of good damage dealers. I'm seeing some pretty good numbers from quite a few people, so they actually may do pretty well. Their damage looks pretty high on the Alliance side. They do have some good damage dealers on this right now, doing on Shaw of Pride. But they only have like 3 or 4. We only have like 5 or so good damage dealers. One of them may be the tank. So we may see the
they're
Horde
still heavy on Mistweavers, like you commented, and they're just not able to put out as much damage as you think.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they have way too many healers right now. So I think that might be the problem. But that makes sense. A safe race, though. I mean, they have a 20-minute advantage. They're going in strong. So maybe they have someone who can go both, but they're just telling them not. And it looks like that Horde are actually popping out their food noodle cart. And so they're taking a little bit of time, probably just explaining where to go. But I think that we could see a catch-up mechanic here in a little bit. So
very.
It would be very interesting. They have 14 now, so another person has joined in. So right now we're just waiting for them to kind of
start the boss.
Mercy. This reminds exactly of Alliance when we go out there. Is everybody putting out markers, and you go here, you go there. But with less people, see, that's one thing too, that commenting on this as well. The less
Immersius is much harder with less people. It takes significantly longer.
The one thing though also as well is that other bosses are going to be significantly easier with less people.
That is very true.
Because of just because of how everything's going to work out.
I mean, the thing to note is they haven't even started Immersius yet. They are 3.5 minutes in, and to their timer, and Shaw Pride is almost dead. He's at last 5% here. So at 2340, the Alliance have taken down Shaw Pride, and we have right now the first corrosive blast going out for Mercius.
Yeah, and it looks like they stopped the timer on the Alliance. Oh, they're doing the actual from break. So they actually are doing breaks on the Alliance. This is I think the Horde are going to catch up now. If Alliance goes breaks between each one. I could see the Horde catching up because those breaks are going to end up haunting them, especially if Horde say we're just going to keep going the entire time. Yeah. And I think they may have a little bit more of maybe heroic players on the Horde side than the Alliance side. And usually when you're in like a heroic guild, you just pull and pull. Usually you don't trash is the break.
Trash is the break. Yeah.
And then so like some people just go do stuff on trash. But actually, yeah, looking at it right now, yeah, it's going to take significantly longer for the Horde.
Significantly longer. I'm seeing plenty of healing orbs going through, and they only have a couple. Yeah, they got 20 that time around.
And so here, let's pull up on the big screen the Horde side so everybody can see that since Alliance right now is on a break. Yeah, you could definitely tell that it is 20%. So they're going to go through probably 5, maybe even 6 rotations of the boss here.
Oh, I'm hearing mandatory breaks between wings for both groups. So.
Oh, boo! No,
boo.
Horde, don't do it, Horde. Don't do it. Come on. Okay, so yeah, so that's good because it also allows people to be refreshed and then also get everything going. Well, he says, man, it doesn't say how long the break is, so it could be like a 30-second break. But Horde is starting about 20 minutes behind the Alliance, so we'll just have to see how quickly they can actually catch up and get to that. So we'll probably know a little bit more once the timer restarts how quickly they're getting to there. But I mean, they do have the damage. The damage is vastly better to me than I noticed on the Alliance. But again, it also could be that maybe they've hit that soft point because I've heard rumors of 13 to 14
they got
people.
22 there.
No, they have 14 right now.
No, I meant in orbs. They got 12 there, or 22 there, as opposed to 20 the first time. So maybe they're going to be getting it off. So one thing I haven't noticed is a lot of monks don't use Clash a lot. And I've been able to pull damage orbs right as they're about to hit. You can pull them across the room and actually suck them out.
So you exploit. That's what you were saying.
Oh, yeah. Clever use of game mechanics. Anything to make the fight go a little bit quicker. Here you're seeing, on the Horde side, 2, 3 healing orbs going through.
They definitely are not doing as good with the healing spheres as the Alliance. But then also the Alliance does have 6 healers and are 24 manning it. It actually looks like they do also have an offline member. Hopefully that's just someone maybe restarting the game real quick. Hopefully that's not going to push through for the next round for them.
Yeah, hopefully not, but we'll see how it goes. I know Alliance is adding a 25th as it appears right now. So this is the 4th split for Horde. They should have really good.
Yeah, they should have one
really
more.
Close.
The damage, the damage to me is vastly higher for the Horde right now. Just looking at how things are dying compared to how the Alliance were dying, but then again, maybe that's just coordination, maybe it's just the side that they had on was just like less damage there. But one lazy one, yeah. So they're gonna have one more split, but it should be very quick here.
19 should be easily done.
Yeah, it's dropping pretty quickly. So I mean, that's the one thing to put into account because there are, like I was mentioning, there are drawbacks from going with the full raid versus going with something like what the Horde have, which is 14 players, where you may just actually hit that soft spot where you have just enough, like, just a little HP to where you don't have to worry about, a lot of the stuff happening or being able to push the boss so quick or kill the ads so quick that you're actually going to push the boss over a lot faster.
Yeah. And as you've seen, like, each percentage point is dying really quickly for them. So.
I actually almost thought he was reforming at 1%. I would have been the first time I've seen that. I thought they didn't push him over, but that must be a bug with. It looks like he's running DBM timers right now.
Yeah, it sometimes is a bug when he comes back up because the boss doesn't end until he actually reforms, and then it calculates how much percent he has left. So that would be just a DBM bug there. So they finished through at 8:30, which they pulled a minute slower. So I mean, it took about the same time to kill him. So we'll see how it goes.
They're running with 3 healers, 2 tanks, and the rest DPS. And it looks
That's a pretty strong group then.
Oh, looks like... Oh, I know what. Tiger Crane is actually carrying them right now. And Tiger Crane is a 14 out of 14 monk. So they have a heroic monk carrying them right now. 15% of the damage. She's doing a really great job right now.
Well, Hailover is also another 14 out of 14, if I'm correct.
Yeah, but he's doing Brewmaster right now. So, but he could be just... He's better geared Brewmaster than the other person is. I mean, they may be better off-spec. So...
Could be. We shall see.
Yeah,
It's interesting going with Lear of the Ox on that glyph. I can see where it's useful, but it's just something different to look at.
Well, he may just not know not to use it.
Well, it would be useful if you want to ping something off or something. There are uses.
Or taunt something into, maybe. Like you want an extra taunt, that way you get them into AoE them down a lot faster. That is true.
Yep. And they are doing very much similar to the Alliance, pretty much instant pull. And you'll be able to see this better on the Horde side here. There are all the spinning crane kicks and stuff, a rushing jade wind. Although it doesn't seem like they're exploiting that quite as much as the Alliance did.
Yeah. Well, they do have
So the
one
Alliance
person
are
actually...
back starting trash.
They actually have a
right now.
Mistweaver standing out to get the bruise to not go into the melee, so that is actually pretty smart there.
Very smart.
But it looks like, there we go, so everybody's getting on the Gloom right away.
Looks like they have pushed both Rook and Sun right at the start. He seems to have not been pushed because you don't have the Anguish out.
Well, it just to me looks, it just like, this just is like LFR.
Yeah.
It looks like there's just not really too much coordination going on right now. On the Horde side about the target, it looks like a couple of Corrupted has popped, and then they pushed over, so now the Mark of Anguish is up.
Yep. It is on Shundashi, which is a very viable
And
strat.
we already have one death, 2 deaths about to happen right now from
Ooh.
Horde. So it looks like one healer
is a
has already
healer for
died.
them.
And that's probably someone that stood out with the Inferno Strike. It would not surprise me. Maybe there's that one healer that we did see out, which is a smart tactic, but maybe they ended up... No, it looks like it wasn't them. But it looks like that one of the persons probably had an Inferno Strike outside of the raid group, and you can die from that. That still does over your HP if you don't have a reduction currently going.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we can find for the deaths here. Oh, Hemalover's log is not in progress.
Maybe he forgot to start it.
Maybe he did. Oh,
Well,
that's a shame.
the one thing too, maybe what could have happened is because of all the confusion about which one pushes over, maybe the tanking he did not turn around when he did his gouge, and he actually did get stunned, and then it went to the healer as a fixate. So that could be something that had happened there. But that definitely going with the 3 healers is definitely been a detriment right now to the Horde side monks here. And actually, it looks like on the other opposite end too, which we'll get back to the split view here, it looks like Alliance has just started up. So Alliance is actually starting on trash on Galacrast. So we're seeing a 2-boss advantage going from with the Alliance, almost 2.5 bosses. Actually, they just cleared trash, so they're almost a 3-boss advantage. They did start earlier than the Horde. The Horde had trouble getting numbers, but it looks like... I think what the Horde are going to do a lot better on like a tank, and I think the next 2 bosses the Horde will do vastly better. Because I think they have the single target damage to be able to do well, and it looks like another tank has died, so it looks like they actually may wipe on this boss. It looks like 2 damage has died, and a tank has died, and a healer. So we'll have to see. The Anguish has come out. They may actually
This
wipe
is
on
still
this.
doable. The only thing I can see is if a tank were to have the fists go out and the gouge at the same time would be detrimental. But otherwise, it's very doable. Right now, the Anguish is out, so...
Yeah, so it might be... They might... They're on the last leg, too, so this is the last rotation.
Yes, this is the last rotation of the Desperate Measures. So from here on out, it becomes fairly simple. It's just going to have to be... how do they handle Rook and he at the same point? You're probably going to have to make sure that people are aware that he may be on another target. Or maybe that Lear of the Ox is going to make it...
True. Maybe that's why, that's his good choice for the Lear of the Ox. He could just taunt he over.
Gouge is being cast right now.
Oh, it looks like that they actually are going to kill it. Looks like that the damage... 2 desperate prayers have just started up, and there they go. They just killed it. One last gouge.
One last bit.
Is he gonna make it? Might they respawn? It's pretty close.
Uh,
Almost. It looks like they were pretty close to it being respawned.
Yeah.
Oh, they did respawn. No, Rook did. Rook did.
Did come back up.
So they didn't have enough damage from maybe not enough. Maybe they didn't have enough targeting here, but it looks like he's gonna pop back up. It looks like that they're gonna
have to slow down a little bit on these 2 guys.
Then they did. Yeah, they did. They're slowing down. So there we go. Now they're starting up again. Now if they start up and they kill them all, they should be fine.
Oh, looks like.
Oh no, they did a big damage hit from looks like Sun there with their AOE, and now they have no tanks. So this looks like a huge wipe. They really have to do as much damage right here if they can.
And on the Alliance side, they're already starting for Galacrass here.
Galacrass is the 10-15 minute fight.
Dead, though.
And it looks like a healer died on that end. Are they going to be able to do it? They may. If they can just get enough AoE going out with enough reduction and get them to start doing their healing stuff.
Looks like they got...
they may be able to just squeak this out. This could be really close.
This could be very close.
If they can just... So they have 1 boss up or 2 bosses up. No, doesn't look like it.
No.
Like a million damage. Yeah, 2 million damage left on the boss. And Horde has wiped. So you could probably... I would say this would probably be... Right now, it's probably done for the Horde. I think unless they can just do a lot more damage later on. It looked like what happened is that he was out and gouged the other tank, and they came and killed a healer, which put them behind in heals, and then it just kind of they
spiraled out from
spiraled out, and then the tank died from I'm not sure what they died from, maybe from a gouge, but then after that also it looks like they just had them respawn too often. They actually had them be able to heal themselves up. So let's see what happens here. And this could definitely be a detriment to the raid as well. Definitely when you're trying to do a race and then you wipe on a boss, it's definitely very hard. But this is for how many people they have. This is probably one of those things to where maybe they just have not as many high damage players. And looking at the log here, it looks like like Tiger Crane again carrying most of the load there for the damage. So very interesting to see how this plays out. That's very, very disappointing that they were able to push that one over. I thought they maybe would be able to save it there at the last minute.
It was very close. I think that's where I'm going to say it's going to be mostly, coordination on things that people may not have, may not realize that people may not be comfortable with one thing or another, and it kind of causes issues. Looks like Chai is going up to the first tower for Alliance. Or is it the second tower? No, it is the first tower. No, yes. So they are about halfway through the Galacrass fight. Maybe a third of the way. But with all those Rushing Jade wins, those towers are dying really quickly.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you could just you can just put your clones on there too. And each side is melting. This is great. It's like it just fall right over. And again, this is the one thing too. There's certain bosses I could see where things like this fight where you have a lot of ads that just there's a minimum amount to spawn. You're actually going to have a more advantage point having more players because you're just going to have more damage going out. Whereas on the Horde side, any kind of single target fight or where there's no ads or restricted ads, you're probably going to see them pull ahead because with less play or with anything with movement or anything with you have to be spread out, I could see that happening. So there's very, very few things like that. I could see maybe Shaman being a little easier for Horde. I could probably see.
Well, it'll be interesting to see which each group goes for Shamans if they try to heal or not.
Well, I think they're going
to 2 tank or 3 tank.
No, I think they're going to do. I think they're going to do 2 tank. I think they're just going to put them next to each other because of all the monks.
Yeah, that's true.
Do clones, do split, all that damage that they'll be able to put off on. It's just really going to be if people are going to die to the mechanics of it, which is going to be the AoE damage and also the little what is it? The slimes that get spawned.
The slimes.
Yeah, that can definitely kill people even on LFR.
Oh yeah, and with not having with not having any range, it's going to be hard to actually kill those down. Typically, you'll use some sort of diffuse magic, rotation, and Rushing Jade Wind to clear them out. but Horde
looks like a
touch of karma
lot.
as well.
Looks like a lot better time here now for the Horde on their second go around.
They're being much more careful.
It looks like they're
not.
bringing they're bringing Rook actually out of the area so he doesn't get stunned. So maybe it was I think it was really probably the corrupted brew Rook. Maybe there was a Rook combo and that's how that one healer died. Or like right now what's going on with the corrupted kick.
And you see a lot of on the Alliance side. You see a lot of Transcendence clones up there. It'll be interesting to see how many people take advantage of that. I know Chai did not take advantage of his, but we'll see how the others do, because you can drop down without actually taking fall damage, which is something that it does take a little bit of skilled placement, but easier if your healers don't have to worry about it.
So it looks like they are in the second transition.
They're on the second tower. Oh, on the Horde side, yeah.
The Horde side is going back to second. On the Alliance side, they are
done with the second tower.
Down with the second tower. Looks like they're just cleaning up all the ads in the middle. There is a second death. Another healer, it looks like. Well, not the damage dealer. Maybe like someone said, maybe someone jumped down and died and just jumped into the damage.
Or got kicked off the edge. Although I didn't see anyone punted off the first one.
Oh, Galacrest is down. So here now this is actually going to be one of the points too. Is if someone does not do the assignment correctly and goes off in the wrong direction, it can be a lot of damage.
They have a shaman up, so they need to kill that pretty quickly before a healing totem or something drops down that they're not paying attention to.
But it looks like they're just doing the stack strat. This is, I mean. They're
not taking all that much damage with the numbers that they have.
And then they are using bloodlust drums too. So I think that's one thing as well. I don't think Horde actually are using any bloodlust drums, and it looks like they're taking quite an extensive amount of damage. They should be split here. They should not be stacked up like they are doing currently. They should be in two groups split.
I've seen it done plenty fine with one group. It's just making sure that one person makes its way out through the back. Although you have to that people, do go off to the side to clear, because as the fight goes on, you're seeing more damage going out.
Yeah, they're taking quite an extensive amount of damage right now.
Yeah.
But it looks like they will be able to go through. It looks like they have enough people at a high enough HP currently. Yep. I think it's just the people that are sitting in front and not moving, like you mentioned. The people they're like, I'm just going to sit here and not move.
Yep. Horde has finished protectors, and so they're making their way off through on the trash.
Now let's see if they do if they are going to go and kill more mini bosses, or if they're going to do the quick go through and go through the side. That's what we'll have to really tell right here.
I would figure that they would go off the side. I haven't been in any group that goes through the center. Every so often you'll have one that tries to go to the left here. Oh yeah, nope. It tries to squeak through on the side, but it never works. You really do have to kind of edge the side, and you can get through with pulling these packs on the side here. I think you can get away with pulling 3, including that single boss there, or single ad there.
So Alliance is setting up for Iron Juggernaut.
It looks like they are going to reset him, which is something that I never understood, but it's very possible.
Its positioning is a little easier to handle when he's reset. He's more centered to the room.
Oh, okay. I suppose that's true.
So what we'll do actually right now is pop into this. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Point, laugh, and touch of love. Freaking male Drain Eye. What the hell? Wrong Drain Eye.
I'm gonna tell Air.
He can tell him all you want. I made fun of him before.
So they're making fun of Drain Eyes and the monk. Male Drain Eyes making fun of
area here.
Oh, that's room heal.
Freaking Panda Master Race. Pandora Y.
Oh god, all the kitties.
So stack on the blue.
Thundercats.
Hey, they're taking an excessive amount of damage on the line side, I just
stack
noticed.
on the blue.
Yeah.
You know, all the blue
It's
cakes
okay.
and kitties and stuff.
Looks like a lot of people didn't move for that explosion there on the ground.
But they aren't doing as much damage as I would expect with all the
All of this went.
No. What's happening is, see, a lot of them have the jump toggle. That is what's they're actually losing a tremendous amount of damage right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're probably the boss could be close to almost
like,
50% right now if they did not have the jump, because Zwen is actually bugged, and he will jump like he's doing like there. You see right now, it looks like they're all jumping around. You actually have to toggle that off because it's just how the AI mechanic of Zwen is, or Zwen.
Oh, fine.
So it looks like that they're up good mood over there. Obviously, they have a huge lead against the Horde. But the Horde are just now they're getting on Neuroshen, so you know they're doing a pretty. It does seem though it is about the same amount of time. They're at what 24 minutes. It looks like.
Well,
because the wipe.
Well behind.
Yeah, the wipe. Yeah, the wipe caused them about 10 minutes of time. So right now they should be pulling Shaw, if you would say catching up.
They should be killing Shaw at this point compared to Alliance side. So they are behind.
But I could see them easily catching up on bosses like this one, right? Like Iron Juggernaut. I think we could possibly see a wipe. There's a lot of people taking a lot of excessive damage. So if they really want to try to get through that first transition phase here coming up, I mean,
on the whole raid.
Yeah, someone just died from the explosion.
Yep.
Oh, another person getting low. Looks like they're not blowing up mines. That may be a problem.
Oh,
is there mines on flex mode?
There are mines on flex mode, but what I'm seeing here is that on the screen, they have the big cannonballs that are coming down the marker on the ground, and nobody is moving for them, which is pretty significant.
Yeah.
Now, they are stacking up right in front of the boss for this phase,
yeah,
so they're just going to get punted into the wall right behind them.
Yeah.
Although, they're going to have that tar there, so if anyone gets targeted and runs through with it, that's going to be a lot of extra damage.
Here we go. Here could be the death
right now.
Yeah, a couple people dropped instantly, or one person dropped instantly from that. Ooh, they're taking a lot of damage from that explosive. Yeah, this is going to be possibly a wipe on the Monk side, on the Alliance side. If someone gets it and pops through those, I mean, that's an instant death on any difficulty if people go through. But it looks like Shock Pulse. Here's another Shock Pulse.
Here's the last one. This is going to scatter their group, I think.
No, it doesn't look too bad. Explosive Tar. One more laser. Is a person with the laser going to go to the wrong location? Are they going to blow up? He is. He's blowing them up. He blew up the piles. It looked like he blew up at least one tar. So it did kill another person, or got him pretty close to death.
Got him pretty close.
Yeah, they were really close to wiping there. Actually, they had about, I'd say 10 or 15 people that were really close to dying there. But it looks like that they are actually going to be able to pull this out. Yep. And they do kill it. So they almost wiped at that transition. So
yeah, very much. All the cats running around.
but they wasted damage. I mean, I'd say they probably wasted about 50% of that damage they could have from Zwen, just because they have that leap toggled on. The leap is good for if you're going for, like, say for instance belts, because you want the cat to be able to, you know, jump after it if it gets too far ahead. But outside of that, you want to turn that toggle off, because they do. But the AI does bug out and tries to, and if it's available, it will leap, even though it doesn't have to leap, and it will still do damage. Mm-hmm. Especially on something that turns, because it'll follow an attack, but because the leap is up, and then the distance is for some reason great enough, it'll leap. Yeah, it'll leap through and then leap and then try to, you know, run back, so it loses just a tremendous amount of damage.
I think actually Iron Juggernaut's damage point is not ground level, so being up a little higher, it thinks that it must be leaping. Mm-hmm. So looks like the Alliance is going gung-ho, pulling everything here. Oh, and Chai goes over and picks up a box.
Well, of course. I mean, he has to be the scumbag. The rogues usually do that, so...
The rogues always do that.
So, yeah, so right now they're doing trash over there, so let's kind of pop into the Horde side, see what the Horde is doing currently. It looks like they are doing their tests. So they are on Neuroshen right now. They are about 10, I'd say almost 15 minutes behind the Alliance's pace right now.
Yeah.
But that's going to be, with the, you know, Protectors is they say a 9-minute fight or a 10-minute fight. Wiping there definitely did not help them. That's probably where their whole pace came from, because I think they were close on par with Immersius. It looked like they were slightly slower on Immersius, but you'd expect them to be faster on this boss, as well as Pride, just due to their numbers.
Right. Well, they also did on their second attempt at Protectors take it a little bit easier, huh? Elevating that. Yeah, they make sure that they weren't wiping.
Yeah, they probably added about a minute or two extra on Protectors. So right now, doing the test, let's see what their Yeah. Oh wow. They're extremely stronger in the damage compartment. I mean,
Oh yeah.
they're vast, but it also depends on who went. Oh, it looks like they actually have one DPS death though, probably to a beam, like usual.
Probably.
Usually it's someone that run out room because in LFR you can move and not from the beam and not die. So maybe it was someone who was just not used to flex mode. They are taking quite a bit of damage, just the AoE damage right now.
It looks like a
but I mean,
orb was up.
there's going to be a bunch of ads
down
spawning
now.
right now, a bunch of larges. This could be a wipe incoming right now. They have too many larges. Let's see if they can use pop cooldowns. It does look like cooldowns are being popped, so it should be fine actually.
It should be fine.
Yeah, this looks fine.
It honestly, and
They're doing a
especially in
tremendous
Flex,
amount of damage,
their
though.
damage that those ads do is really insignificant on a tank. The biggest part is making sure you get up all those, eat up all the orbs.
Yeah, it looks like
looks like they're doing. And Amalgam's going down real soon right now.
And it looks like that what they have right now is they have 3 really strong DPSers, which is what's going to end up, I think, on these single target fights, pushing them over greater. I think it's more the fights with a lot of coordination they may struggle with, just because maybe there's not enough people are used to it. But I think the single target fights, they're going to be vastly superior just because of less numbers, but also looks like their damage to ratio is a lot higher than the Alliance side currently.
Oh, for sure.
Well, especially with a couple 14 heroic monks in there, it's definitely going to be really good because you get the access to all those heroic Warforged items. You're just going to be doing a lot more damage on a lot of these fights.
Oh, for sure.
And it
Looks like trash is almost done for Alliance. They're
definitely make sure to loot that up, Chai T. You want to make sure to get all that loot.
But yeah, it looks like they're almost done. So they'll be starting Shamans after 44 minutes of time. They're 14 minutes ahead.
Yeah, 45 minutes to Shaman, not that bad. Obviously there was a 5-minute mandatory break, so we're about 15 minutes in on the race. Horde is behind, just mainly because they had to wait for people to start. So they actually might end up at the, I guess it's going to be, they're going to go for the 6 hours, I believe is what it is.
That's a 4-hour timer.
4-hour timer? Yeah, 4-hour time. So they're going to go 4 hours, and then whoever is done at the 4-hour timer will see who's ahead of the race. Right now, though, it looks to me, just from my eagle's eye, that it looks like Alliance is going to probably take it with that. And it looks like, did the Horde die on the trash?
I think they may have.
They may have died.
It's very common.
Another. They just didn't pull the whole room and kill everything and then die like the Alliance did.
Yeah, they did about half. Seems like half the room and died. Whereas
someone
the Alliance
always scumbags that defuse and kills everybody.
Yep.
Well, it's also they're all a melee
save
monk too.
themselves,
Yeah, they're also a melee monk. Oh, there we go. There's a bunch of people just died again. But they should be able to kill it though with enough damage here, so we should be fine with the. So they're going to be getting the boss here. Probably do another run back.
So Alliance has started on Shamans. They got them down to about 80%, it looks like. And they're just, as you thought, they are just stacking them up on top of each other. Doesn't seem to be too much going on there, but, early part of the fight is really easy for Shamans, so not too anything exciting.
Yeah, looks like right now that, they're just stacking them up. No, this is,
poison.
Yeah, when the
Poison totem is when it gets really rough.
Ooh, a lot of damage. Ooh, death. 1 death already. Almost 2.
Yep.
Popped major cooldowns though to be able to stay alive. A couple of those DPSers. So someone did not move from the damage, or like you said, went in and just try to blow up all this, because they are all dead, so they are safe now till the next rotation. And they are doing, they're 50% damage right now, so they may only get. Here's another one that could be a problem.
Here's the walls. This is going to be the biggest thing. If the walls are not placed well, that's going to be hurtful.
It looks like
there's a slime going out.
It looks like it's placed. They're placed decently. It's really going to be if someone stays in that red pit when it lands. It's going to be another problem as well.
Looks like there's a couple there. So
one just hit.
See how many goes.
Well, it looks like one death. So someone was standing in it. But it doesn't look like it's too bad. But this, next spawn, and so it looks like someone went in with like a diffuse or a cooldown, and they actually blew them up pretty quickly. Here's another wall. It looks pretty fine. So it looks like actually they're going to be able to kill us up. Bloodlust though, let's see. They're not. Chai-T's not moving from that red pit. So let's see here.
Well, you're safe for quite a long time.
Let's see. It's going to hit here in a second. Someone not
Looks
moving.
like everyone's clear.
Everybody's clear, but they did take. I mean, they are taking excessive. But again, that excessive damage could also be from undergeared players that just don't have enough HP pool, and it just
That
looks
could
like
be
it. It looks like that they just have a lot of less. So then also on the Horde side, just started up Shaw Pride, looking pretty decent. Pretty good damage actually coming out from about 4 members there. 4 or 5 members doing pretty good damage. So that's the one thing we commented earlier is that the Horde do have the higher, it looks like a little bit higher damage on a few members, where it looks like on the Alliance side everybody's kind of within the same damage range. It looks like they have 2 really good damagers, and then
I would say 3 or 4, and then it starts to tail off.
but they also have more people, so that's the one problem there that you could run into.
Yeah.
Is that you have the, you know, when there's like four good damagers on the Horde side, that actually might be a little better for you than how they line.
Impressive use of Transcendence on that Imprison.
Yeah, definitely putting it on the pillar to be able to instantly pop them out, increasing that damage there. So I'll have to see how everything looks. Let's go to, so Horde Alliance has killed the Shaman, so they're going right off to Nazgrim, one of the worst fights in the game. For people that hate doing mechanics, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, I have to stop DPS and go interrupt this thing. I have to do this. I have to stop. Ooh, a lot of damage on the trash too. I mean, this is raid wiping trash when you pull these 2 blind masters. So
these ones not so much. I see much more deaths when you're going to the Demolishers. If people don't pull those or stand where they should.
Yeah.
Looks like Shaw Pride is down to about 50%, and they're at their second spawn of ads, so he's dying really quickly. Yeah,
Shaw Pride is definitely dropping quite a bit faster for the Horde side here, but they will be having a mandatory break. Actually, no, there are right now. I think
they have Tiger Crane and Olay or QE.
I think it's Q,
somebody.
Yeah. Q something with an E at the end.
They're doing 400 and 333k DPS, and in a small 10-man group like that, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, and then the next person after that is a 250, and I think that was about kind of the average that we were seeing with the Alliance side. Which again, that's the one thing, you know, you have these groups where it's a tank and spank. It could be a higher thing. I mean, a better thing for the Horde side players. And it looks like he just pushed over to his 30%. He's
doing that right now.
Here's that right now. So yeah, there's 30%. So everybody's going to get their stuff reset. But they do have drums. So someone maybe went and got those heroism drums. So they popped heroism at the end of it, which is actually a smart thing. It's going to go down pretty quickly, but actually I think they probably should have popped it at 50. They should have popped it at 50. I think they're actually going to waste a couple seconds of that heroism bloodlust.
That is something to think about. You want to get the whole usage out of that in I guess a race like this.
Yeah. Well, the one thing too is I think a lot of them are just used to maybe how their guilds do it. Just because, you know, a lot of them have, you know, catch-up mechanics at sub 30, like mages and warriors, you know, for execute range. So maybe one of the things to where that's what they're thinking of. But actually, they did wear off pretty perfectly. It went off at about 3%. Looks like they're just going to ignore. No, they're not. Okay, I thought they were going to ignore those.
It's a catch-22 to ignore those. You have a couple deaths maybe. Yeah. But maybe the boss dies before it's any.
And a really quick death there. 36-38. Do you remember what the alliance?
24 minutes for the alliance.
Yeah, and that sounds about what that wipe did. That the protectors. I think how fast they did that there. If they did not have the protector wipe, I think they would have easily have caught up to the alliance. So we're gonna have the 5-minute break right now. If the Horde honor the agreement of the 5-minute break. This is where it is, because the Alliance did start earlier, but they do have the same time period. But let's see if the Horde honor the 5-minute break. I think someone is saying something in the chat. I can't really see, though, on my screen. I think maybe something said in the chat. It looks like they are honoring the 5-minute break.
No, they're queued for flex raids.
So the Horde are dishonoring. They are dishonoring the pact of 5-minute break. But I guess in what may happen, we may end up seeing a 10-minute break after this next one if when Chai T notices that they're still pulling quickly. So they're dishonoring. The Horde are a scumbag Horde dishonoring the pact. So we'll have to see how everything goes from there.
Looks like Alliance is working on the shamans, so they're about ready to pull Nazgrim, and then they'll make it into their second 10-minute break or 5-minute break. Sorry. I don't.
I mean, they
the
may
biggest
have.
thing
I
I
mean, they
see,
may have queued for it, and maybe they queued and are now just going to wait out the break. So there actually may be a break here. It's just that they queued for it, so they're already in the instance.
Yeah.
So it would not surprise me actually if they do try. Some people try to do sneak. No, it looks like Heatlever did zone out, so he may know about the break. Maybe they just queued for it just to get everybody in the instance.
Could be.
He's saying something now.
Pass lead to Chundasi. It looks like in the raid chat.
So maybe, yeah, maybe someone's dropping. So maybe that might be, so especially if it's a high damager.
Looks like they went ahead and reset, or
oh, someone had already cleared it first. That's what happened. Someone had already cleared the second part of Flex, and so they went into an empty raid zone, I guess, or someone had like one boss done or something like that. Because that can happen.
It does.
So let's see here. They actually, yeah, they are doing an instant queue. They're going right up with the queue. So let's see what happens here.
Yep. Alliance is done with Trash. They did reset the boss. They have a couple deaths on Trash, but that's not a big deal.
Yeah, especially that last pack of Trash. That's where you can easily die at. But it looks like that. Let's see if they're going to go for a straight burn. I mean, they burn through defensive. That's really the only thing here that you can think of is if they're going to burn through the defensive mode.
Yeah, if you do that, you really have to make sure that you're keeping an eye on Ravagers when they spawn, because then you'll just chain spawn them if you stand in there, because he does gain additional rage.
So it looks like they are just going straight. Maybe they're going to have a break at the top. I mean, I'm not sure what Horde is going to do here. They were supposed to take a 5-minute break. There is a timer going now, and I think they are just zoned in and are taking that break now. Look, if you can see, does that say break there? I can't really tell on my screen.
Let me zoom in to see if I can see anything.
There's a little timer there.
It says break, yes.
Yeah, so they're taking a break. So they zoned in just to get it ready. So they're just going to wait out the break. So we'll keep here on the Alliance side, who are doing a good job on...
So they're in battle
not doing as much. They're
starting.
not doing anywhere close as much damage as I would expect. It looks
you see
like
in their burn, and you have a couple people at 500k, 400k. But by the time you get down to half of their DPS, they're doing about 200k, which is what you see from the Horde side as well. So
yeah, I just think maybe that the higher split though on the top end. But the one thing is, like, say if Tiger Crane has a really good pull, or QIE has a really good pull, then that could swing them a lot higher than having, because then you'd have to have like 2 or 3 DPS on the Alliance side due to really good damage on the right there.
That is very true.
And then also here we go, the biggest things is heroic leaps. Ooh, a lot of people taking damage. A lot of people taking damage. Now the one thing I could see being a real problem is actually going to be if they get Ravagers. I could see that being a tremendous problem for the Alliance side here, and actually even for the
very
Horde side.
true. Well, the way that they have him standing, they're gonna have to watch for shaman pulls.
Yeah, I could see easily. I could easily see a shaman, but they could also blow up the shaman really quickly by just rolling over and killing him instantly. So they may. I mean, they're at 50% right now. Their damage has picked up since the
Berserker
initial
stance went in. With the Berserker stance in, they're doing much more damage. They did get a war song there, so they're putting a lot. He's getting a lot of rage.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of rage from, it looks like, from the tanks not swapping. Oh, there's a heal. Ooh, heal almost went off on Nazgrim. I mean, actually, doesn't jump to Nazgrim. I mean, the shaman was directly on top of Nazgrim there. They blew it up too quickly though, so it wasn't able to get a totem off. They were probably about 1 or 2 seconds away from a totem dropping and possibly really hurting their run here. And it isn't defensive. Are they going to stop damage? They are stopping damage.
Looks like they are stopping damage.
This is
now, something that you can notice is they're putting their clones on, and you'll see Chai T right now spinning Kraken Kick. That still does damage, and it doesn't apply rage. And they can also make sure that they expel harm up, and they can use Fist of Fury, and will do extra damage as well that way. So this is a way to do.
I mean, it is, but I think you could go right through and do it, because a Ravager will go out to like, as far as it goes and come back, so you could just move the boss around. Like, oh, they do have one Ravager, so
They do have one Ravager out.
So yeah, they have one Ravager out, but the boss is right on top of it. That's very odd to me.
Yeah. Well, the problem is if every time the Ravager hits a player, it gives him more rage, and so that's what I'm saying is, if they could very much get just this chain of Ravagers spawning, and they had another war song go out. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of this plays out. I mean, nobody's targeting the boss, so I can't really get a time. Looks like he's at about 30%, 25%, 20. Another war song went out, but again, this is Flex, and with 6 healers, they're doing pretty good.
It looks like Horde have about a minute left on their break. So it looks like Alliance is going to be a full queue ahead of Horde as far as the time difference is going. But they did start quite a bit early.
Well, they did. They started. There
About 20
was
minutes.
almost a full
Yeah,
wing difference on them as well. So the one thing I do see coming up in this next wing that they do is that the Horde has a significantly longer trash pull going on to spoils and then Siege Crafter. So we'll see how that plays into it all.
Yeah, so it looks like Team Alliance 58 minutes for 2 wings. They're well on pace to get this done before even the 4-hour mark. I could see them getting this done fairly quickly. They're going to have another break here. So what we're going to do is actually hop into the Horde, who just finished their break. So maybe they can just sync this up a little better. But Alliance will start probably halfway through Galacrass. So it looks like the Magog FAP break is done. So we're going to start on Trash. And here's Trash has been started right away. 36 minutes in, the Horde has started Galacrass again. They have one really bad wipe. I mean, it was I'd say 3 million damage wipe on Protectors. If, just one more good crit or someone had a touch of karma in the right timing, they could easily have gotten that. So, unfortunately, they had a wipe.
Let's see, I got a little message here.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, Chai's curious if he wants to pop on for halftime.
Sure, yeah, because that would allow me to get some coffee.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and invite him, if I can remember how to invite to conversations. There you go. He is attempting to join.
Hello.
Hello.
So we're talking right now with Chai T, the captain for Team Alliance in this Horde versus Alliance race. You guys have a tremendous lead right now. Right now you're actually almost 50 minutes up currently. I mean, not 50 minutes, 20 minutes up on the Team Horde, who actually ended up wiping on...
they had like a 1% wipe on Protectors.
Yeah. They actually had them respawn.
So they had the bosses respawn too.
And actually, just looking at the timers, we were kind of guessing that if they would not have wiped there, they probably actually would be ahead on total time. They made a huge amount of ground up on these single target bosses. But they do have Tiger Crane basically carrying a load for them. She's doing a tremendous amount of damage. And also, Hina Lover as well is doing really good damage being a Brewmaster. They have quite a lot of, I think just maybe a lot more heroically geared, but they have 14 people right now. And so right now they're doing the 25-minute long Galacrass.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Galacrax, we were just like, where is the gong? What is going on? Why can't we make this go faster?
And then, so I guess we've kind of popped in your Twitch stream there. It seemed like you guys are having a good, nice time. So everybody having a really relaxed. I know a couple times you seem like, especially on Iron Juggernaut, you had a pretty close calls there with some of the laser cutting going through your pools of death there. So was that the more troubling so far?
Yeah, I got a little nervous on Iron Juggernaut. We saw a lot of people dip very low on health, but we caught back up there. Dark Shamans went so much easier than I thought it was going to. The last time we ran through this, that took a few wipes to get through. So I'm really happy with the team right now.
So I guess then going forward with the next, since you're the next half of the Flex run, what are the few bosses you're not looking forward to? Kind of like that Dark Shaman. Is there a few of them that you're thinking you may have a trouble on?
That is a good question. Let me take a look at which ones we got coming up here. We've got Malkarok. That one is interesting because of the pools, but it's pretty easy. Spoils will be no problem at all. Thok. Yeah, no, I'm not worried at all about any of this. It's when you get into Wing 4, Siege Crafter is what I'm worried about.
And then I guess that's good. Is it? No, I'm not sure how... because you're currently in at least you're ranked, or most of your members are ranked normal mode kills. Is that correct? Like, just because we want to get a kind of idea, we figured there might be actually a few more heroic, high-end heroic raiders actually on the Horde side than the Alliance side.
Yeah, it looks. I think that they've got a higher percentage since they've got the smaller amount of people. I think they've got a higher percentage that are heroically geared. So they're gonna have a chance to catch up. I think that wipe really hurt though.
Yeah, it was a significant amount of time, about 12, and they also took it really slow on the next pull just to make sure they killed it, which, you know, obviously it went a lot easier. But the one thing, I guess, to go through with it as well, now Garrosh is going to probably be one of the other ones too when you're getting to it. Maybe a little difficult, especially being all monk. Do you have any plans for that boss in particular, or are you just
I've got a strategy that worked for us the last time we went in there. It's the same one I run in normal. Just send Mistweavers over for the engineers, and really it's no different.
Okay.
So I'm not too worried about it. All right, we're going to get started on Wing 3 here, so good talking with you.
Yeah, good luck, and
good luck.
Godspeed, as they say.
All right.
And so that was Chai T, the team captain from the Alliance side, good enough to come back in, and he's sounds really excited, really pumped about his team's chances. And we're actually on the Horde are starting on the boring Gallicrask, as I call trash, but it's really the boss. One of those things you just
trash
have to
the
get done.
boss.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Malkarok is the one thing that so many monks just don't know how to work with, mostly because being even Mistweavers, they're exempt from most of the ranged abilities, so most of them will stand in melee and not even worry about it. And when I was playing Mistweaver, I would do that, and you wouldn't even know the range mechanics. So if some people are new to that, they won't even know to look for puddles or for things like that. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, so it seems like they're waiting around right now. So they are, I think, way ahead on damage.
For sure.
On the Horde
It'll
side.
be interesting to see how many they send up in the towers when they come up.
Wait. They're not sending people over to defend the towers, or is it on Flex? You don't have to on Flex. Okay.
No, Flex and normally.
I was thinking, why are there no one up there? I was looking at the mini map really quickly here. There's no one up there. So it looks like now Alliance has just queued for the third wing of Flex. Again, there's 2 more wings of Flex for Alliance left. Horde have just started that. The timed event, Gallicross. I mean, I could see Horde catching up with these. This is like the Horde, this would be the bosses for them. As long as they can interrupt correctly and then do the Juggernaut middle phase correctly, I could see them catching actually up to Alliance here with how much damage they're outputting.
Yeah.
Because I never did see Alliance wait around. Like, I always saw them doing something. So it may just be one of those things. So we'll have to... Now, here's the first mini-boss. So it looks like South Tower has just started. It looks like it's open. Yes, so it's
just open. So if you send your troop up, you can actually clear out some of the start mobs, and so that you don't have to worry about it too much. It's something that you have to get a feel for, because if you're in there and the Demolisher is not down, you will get stunned, and it does some damage.
Yeah,
not as much.
It looks like they're going to wait, though. It looks like they're going to do the easy play, and they're actually pulling the mobs back to the
fire.
The AoE, which is a good thing, because that does a lot of damage. So they are getting NPC help, and it looks like
the
they are...
Demolisher is dropping.
Well, they didn't send anybody up, so now here goes the team. It looks like they're sending up...
They'll have
I'm not sure
they'll
how
have
many.
used
It looks
Transcendence up. They're sending all but 2 or 3?
It looks like they were saying all but 3, but I think that's just people are in the back, and they just can't really... It looks like they're sending 3 or 4.
It's hard to tell.
Let's see when because his raid frames go 40 yards. So it looks like they're sending 5 up. So there's
4. I see 4.
I see healer, tank, and 3 DPS. So it looks like they're sending those up right now.
Okay. So full 5.
And yeah, oh wow, ads are just yeah. I think this is where the Horde are gonna catch up. I think they're just doing a tremendous amount of damage currently. And actually, what I'll do is I'll put this side by side so everybody can kind of take a look at both races going on currently. So right now, Alliance is at the 1 hour mark. Horde 15 minutes behind that, and they're definitely more than 15 minutes behind. But they can catch up with the bosses. I mean, and like Chai T mentioned, he's a little scary coming up with Black Fuse, and that's the one thing when you have more people, a lot of these fights can actually cause wipes if you just don't know what to do. And if it looks like that the Horde may have the damage just to push past some of these things that can wipe you on it. And it looks like they just dropped down, so they just cleared the top. And so
they cleared the top before the second mini boss spawn. That's pretty strong.
I think they may have sent Tiger Crane up.
That wouldn't surprise me.
That would probably significantly increase it, and it looks like that Heen Lever is dragging them back to get that damage.
Alliance is pulling extra trash here, and that could slow them down some. I mean,
they're getting this serrated wipe mechanic, serrated wipe mechanic. So we'll have to see how everything works out there. And actually, right then, I am going to go get a quick coffee break. So go ahead and take over, and then. With the duel here, and then actually I'll put the Horde back up because they're going to be getting on Galacross soon. So I'll be right back in a couple minutes.
Sure. Looks like Alliance is saving through that fight with the trash, so they'll be moving on to the last bit of trash before the fight. The ads are coming down for Horde. The second tower, it looks like it should be coming down soon. And oh no, they're just about to go up. The Demolisher is down, so that second tower will be going. People will be going up there soon, and will probably die just as quick. This is where they'll make up the most time. Just being able to kill those towers fast. And the opening of them is on such a timer that you can't make up so much ground, but you can make up ground by killing the second one much faster. It looks like Alliance is all but ready to start for Malkrok. It'll be interesting to see if they do the stack up or if they single tank the Blood Rage. I would assume they would single tank, but you never know. Looks like there's kind of everything in control there. Probably is going to be the last wave of ads spawning for Horde side right now. And it looks like we're just waiting on Alliance to pull. Horde is finishing up the last bit of ads. I'm assuming that the boss will be dropping real soon. And in fact, that should be happening with people dropping off the sides. They may, if they're quick, they may not get another set of ads. They got 10 seconds. And looks like they're going to get ads. We'll see if they pull the boss or if they just let it drop down. I think they're going to wait on the boss and just kill these ads real quick. Their damage is strong enough, so I don't see an issue with that. But it is a few moments of time that they could use to be catching up. They have that Bone Smasher down at the ground. Needs to get a stun on him real quick. Alliance seems to be drilling through Malkrok. They just finished the first 3 smashes, so we'll be seeing the breath coming out soon. Looks like they have one last ad, Bone Crusher, up for Horde as Galacrus is down. And everybody's seeming to be stacking up pretty closely. We'll see how they turn the boss and do the damage. Looks like they're turning around. No deaths on the Alliance. Everybody is doing their job to get all the Oh, one puddle went off. Killed one person, but seems like they'll be able to recover. That is the one thing that will... Ooh, another puddle went off. A couple more dead. This could be trouble if they keep that.
Yeah, I'm the scumbag here. So actually, we'll go with the live listen here and see what the calls are, because they do have a lot of people dead right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, more
Right, safe.
Almost more dead there.
That's going to be something that the Alliance are going to be harder with so many more puddles forming.
Okay,
it's
stack
not
behind
as
him,
easy
everybody.
to be careful.
Get us healed up.
Looks like they are going to do the single tank strat.
Tank just... Oh, someone was in front. I thought the tank just died. The
Nope.
tank is probably going to die here, though. The tank is one more hit there from death. Ooh, really
Ooh,
close there. Really close. Got a couple bubbles.
Really close.
That was one attack right there from death for the tank. The tank was
That
really
Zen
close.
was very late.
Oh, but he's gonna die. He's
Start
another
off.
almost death. Wow, he is being really, really good with the clutch plays here from the healers. But it looks
sure.
like that one of the healers is dead, so that's probably one of the reasons why as well.
It could be. Although they have 6 healers, 5 should be plenty.
I mean, that's 2 times they're almost from dead. So this is, they have 5 dead right now. And this is one thing, there are only 3 spawn with how many players. Horde now have 15. They have picked up another tank, so it looks like Healover may go back to DPS.
Yes. And we'll see how that works.
He looks like he is going back to DPS.
Looks like he is
actually.
going to DPS. Or no, he's still in tank spec right now.
But it looks like maybe the tank hasn't come in yet, or maybe...
Maybe
yeah.
Healover doesn't know. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the
Ooh,
tank hasn't
a lot more
spawned yet.
deaths.
Yeah,
Looks like they will take him out, but that will slow down their kill time with so many down.
Yeah,
Looks like they have 1, 2, 3,
We have
4,
'em.
5,
Oh, we
6,
saw
7,
that. Oh, they
8.
were. Yeah, so it looks like, I mean, they were really close to death there on that. That was probably... Yeah, I mean, if that tank would have died, they would have wiped, because I don't think there was enough healing going out. I think they were doing a lot more damage than healing there, or just focusing on the tank. So
For sure.
that was really close to the Alliance, almost wiped there on Malkrok.
Looks like they only had 3 healers, maybe.
Yeah, it looks
Just
like
looking at their healing done there.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're right now they're running with 6, but maybe it's just that the healers at the time were just actually focusing more DPS. So that might be one thing.
They did go with 5 healers on that, but looks like most of it was from just 3 healers. The other 2 were significantly lower, so, I mean, one was a death, but the other one almost had the tank meet them, so...
Well, that's also, yeah, I mean, that's also probably just that they were doing more over healing, or maybe they're doing damage instead. They were just doing, like, fist weaving.
Oh, very true. Looks like Horde are sitting... probably pulling in that extra tank, seeing where they're setting up for this next fight.
Because we see he's still in tanks, so they pulled the extra tank. So I think they're currently 3 tanking it. So they maybe are doing the 3 tank strategy like you mentioned before.
For shamans, that would be...
Oh, for shaman, yeah. So
yeah.
It's very interesting to see what happens now. And let's see. It looks like that. The Horde have... No, they do have people still with jump. It looks like they have... Yeah, they still have the same... Only like 1 or 2 people without jump on for the screen. But they are doing way more damage than the Alliance are, though, per percentage, than the Alliance were on the boss.
Yeah.
And it
I think
looks like mines are
about
about to go off, though. It looks
like they are going to go off.
No,
maybe. One's down. 2.
You can't click it because
Nope.
it's underneath the boss. Oh, he just got it the last minute. I hate
There it
those.
is. Oh, he got off.
I hate those mines when it's just like at the last minute. At the last minute, it's directly underneath the boss, and you have to like jump right on top of it. So.
Yep. Well, with everybody melee and healers all stacked up, they're all going to spawn right under the boss, pretty much. So something to look at. Looks like, for the most part, Healover is just putting out damage and then jumping on mines as needed. So that could be their kind of safety net for this fight here.
Yeah, true. It could be. It does look like the other tank is actually tanking it because he does have that debuff there. So we'll just have to wait and see what's happening. Ooh, one death already. So it looks like someone didn't. Maybe they blew themselves up with a mine. I'm not sure. It could have been one of the targeted nukes, and they just were a lower geared player. That does happen.
Could have been. It does.
It does look like Hinolever is doing 2 mines per rotation, so it does look like he's just there to soak the mines up currently. Very smart play though by the Horde. That is safe. That's very safe there. So,
yep.
But I believe probably the next boss he will go back to DPS. So.
Well, no, it depends on how they want to do the next boss. I mean, the next one is their 3-tank boss, so we'll see how that goes. Looks like Alliance is getting set up to start spoils. Again, they do have a lot of trash that they skip, just being Alliance before that fight.
Oh, they do?
Oh, yeah. The hallway, the Horde has to kill the whole hallway through, and the Alliance skips it all.
Boo.
Yeah, especially since Horde has to do it twice, queuing and flex. So, yeah, something to note there. The Horde are kind of spread out for these shockwaves.
Well, yeah, they're doing actually a better job though at spreading out with the.
They are.
With the.
You're not seeing the puddles exploding.
Exactly, and I think that's the one benefit to doing this. You do lose a little bit of DPS, but they are ahead.
I think they're ahead of the
they're behind the Alliance, because Alliance killed it right. Oh, they're gonna go one. They're gonna have one explosion here, so one explosion did happen, but not that much damage from the Horde. So maybe they're all popping cooldowns.
It could be. Although in 10 with less people, it will do a little less damage.
No, they're actually, but they actually dropped behind
really?
because since everybody was stacked up in the corner, they're all able to do damage at the same time.
Right. Going into the transition, they were ahead, but it looks like coming out they are behind because there was only about 10% left.
Yeah, so they're just a little bit behind, but that's just what happens when you do the spread out strategy. But they are doing more damage, like right now, for instance. But they also have one less DPS, and if that's one of their top players,
I can't see. It's hard to say right now.
No, it doesn't look like it. Maybe just been maybe a mid-range DPS, but and that's one thing too. Like you lose 1 DPS for Alliance side, it's not really you're not really gonna see much difference. But for Horde, you're gonna see a huge difference because of the less people. But it does look like they're gonna kill it here pretty easily. They have 8% left. No problem at all.
No problem.
Yeah, a lot better healing, but again, that could be the experience factor playing into it for the Horde. They might just have a little bit more experience being with, like we mentioned, a lot more heroic percentage per player. So we'll have to see. They do have 15 now. So now let's see if Hinolever is going to be going DPS. That's gonna, if he goes DPS, it's going to be a huge boost for them. So let's go ahead and actually drop into the Alliance. They're going to be working on trash now. So the Alliance have started on spoils.
Yep.
We are from the Mantid point of view.
We'll start Manted, and then they will go over to the other side. Now, the one thing I like about DBM is they show both sides progression with a little number counter. Unfortunately, we can only see the point of view of Chai T. Looks like they have 1 death already. It's a healer, too, which is going to be pretty significant. Because going into the second side,
he probably blew himself up.
it's Daisuke as well, so that's a pretty strong healer for them.
Yeah, probably accidentally blew himself up. It happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
Most
monks will not notice, will not get those typically. So this is something that they're not used to.
Yeah, new mechanic for them to have to deal with. But also, it's going to be the one thing I would try to do is drop them on friends. And then accidentally blow yourself up because you ran over the one that you just tried to drop on someone.
Yeah.
And they're actually taking a slow path of killing the ads. They are popping a lot of smalls on the Mantid side. It would actually be faster to pop all the mediums because they don't do that much damage. They just have the whirling.
Yes.
So very interesting that they're popping a lot of these smalls. I think they're wasting a lot of
more bombs going off.
Oh, well, they've already passed the side, though, so... Yeah, I mean,
they have passed the side?
Yeah, they passed the side with a large up. I think they had a large or a medium up, so they actually...
They had a medium up.
Yeah,
they pulled a lot of small boxes.
Yeah.
Looks like the other side has 1 death, too. I could be wrong, though.
It looks like maybe a DC.
DC?
That might be a DC there.
That is a DC there, yep.
Yeah, so it looks like that... So the 1 death / DC per side, and of course no in-combat reses, so... now they're on the Mogu side right now, getting the... Ooh, they have the DPS monk, so it's going to be a huge boost for them. The DPS and the healing monks are kind of the biggest ones on that side. So it looks like that they had.
I would argue that the Brewmaster one is the biggest.
Well, on Flex though, that they're not going to get as much damage from it as you would in like on a heroic,
that's
because
true.
you're going to be capped. Your vengeance isn't going to get as high, and it looks like that they're pulling a couple smalls next to the big, and there's a medium right there. Let's see if they pop that medium. It looks like. They're the. I like seeing the larges just melt like this, because I hate these larges on the Mogu side. They're like one of the worst ones.
They are the worst.
Now let's
ones.
see if they go for more smalls, because you can get the Spark of Life, and that can be very difficult for monks to handle.
It can be, especially with all of them spawning.
There's a Spark of Life.
There's
an urn.
There's the urns up.
So I'll have to see what happens there. They blew up I would just pop mediums, because they're doing a tremendous amount of damage to the mediums. I would probably actually pop that medium right next to them, because they have so much. Because Chi-Weis will do a tremendous amount of damage and the healing to it. So.
Oh, for sure.
I'm trying to see if they're going to pop. They did pop the medium right next to it, so let's see if they go down that path. They're probably just going to clear that whole side, and that it might be enough to pop them over.
It'll be close. The large ones grant what, 13, 16?
I think it's 13.
Okay.
So we'll have to see.
They did get another burial urn, but the last one seemed to go down fairly quickly.
I mean, they do have a couple sparks of life up though, so you just have to pay attention to that damage that may. And another urn came up. They need to focus that urn down immediately. You just don't. But it looks like there's split damage here. This could be very, very bad for them, just because of the amount of damage in my output. But it looks like that they are just being able to brute force their way through. It looks like that they're actually almost done with the side. Yep. They actually are probably going to be able to send some people over soon.
Well, the other side seems like it's going just as quickly.
Yeah, I think the other side might be ahead. I'm not sure which one's actually ahead.
That's hard to say right now.
Yeah, they need one more small death, I think, when that small one gets it. One more small.
One more. You're getting there.
So they're done. Now they can go over the other side and clean up. Yeah, see, there's a lot there. They did pull a lot of if they would have pulled the mediums, I could say that they'd have easily and they have defeated the boss.
Yep.
So
Horde side is on trash. They still have quite a bit though. They're doing it much slower and less smaller pulls.
Well, they're on the treasurer now, so this is when where you kill your friends.
So they're going on the Thok now, which is... The last time I heard they did this, they did many, many healers, and they were able to not phase the boss, which is something that's very easy.
But the one thing, though, it looks like that there are going to be 3 tanking it. This is very odd to me. I'm wondering why they're not going with 2 tanks. Oh, no, one DPS. The same DPS died again, I think.
Well, it's one of those questions where you can be safe and it takes a little bit longer time. I think with 25 people, it's much easier to take that risk.
Yeah.
Whereas 10 players, as you said, one death can be detrimental to the total damage. So just by spreading them apart, getting enough damage on them. Now the question is, if they do that, they get enough. Oh wait, sorry, I'm thinking heroic.
Yeah, you're thinking heroic. Yeah.
I'm thinking of heroic, or they have to make sure there's enough down with Wavebinder.
Oh, they pulled a boss right away. Instantly pulled the boss.
They didn't instantly pull the boss, so we'll see how this goes. They still do have 3 tanks up.
So it looks like they're going to go with 3 tanks right now.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, they're going to kill the dogs, and then we'll see how that goes. Alliance is still working on trash, so I'm going to...
Yeah, that's what I'm actually going to go and put the Horde... Actually, no, they're almost done. It looks like that they may pull the boss right now. They're still doing the trash right now. So let's see.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the Horde right now. Actually, let's see if we have any. Let's see if he's streaming his mumble conversation.
Switch down 5.
He is.
Poison mist
4.
totem.
I just turned it on.
2, 1.
He's having lady tell him what's going on. Let's see. He's punching them keys. Would you like to hear?
3, 2, 1.
Looks like they are keeping them together, but just running 2 tanks.
3, 2.
Very odd. Then maybe it could be a bug. Maybe that one of them is a DPS, just hasn't switched over to DPS. Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
4, 3,